like I forgot about it for 4 years, and then the Vikings drafted him. Adrian Peterson, running back out of Oklahoma. I was like that Leo DiCaprio. Hey, that's the guy. And he turns out to be what he was. I was like, damn.
Alrighty, welcome back to another episode of the Intolerable for the second time because I'm retarded and I did not click the record button.
We got about 25 minutes in and we're like, fuck.
Yeah, so this is why I'm not there yet, and I'm just an idiot. Like,
yeah, no, we fucked up. We both.
Yeah.
It was a communicative fuck up.
Yeah.
That was actually kind of hilarious because
Yeah.
It's just kind of fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
So.
And yep, makes you realize you had good quality content, and now guess what? It's all erased. So, yeah. So so basically what we had started talking about was just, giraffe recap. Sorry, because now we're going to have to go over all the same things we just talked about.
Yep. But this time we don't have your sister coming in and interfering.
True. So
although she did bring up a good... no. We're not going to talk about it.
He said we will not deep dive again.
No, we're not going to get into what she was talking about anymore.
Yeah. So the way we started off was just pretty much talking about how, we actually weren't that far off when we did our
yeah,
draft.
when we did our original mock draft, so I brought up the actual draft so I could remember.
Yeah, because I didn't realize you actually took a picture. You took a picture of it?
Of what we did?
Yeah.
No, I did not.
Oh, then how did you know?
Just,
like photographic memory, you mean? Or?
I wish. No.
Oh, okay, I was going to say.
I remember pointless shit, but, some of it's just because, I just remember what we talked about.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like, so when I looked at it, obviously, we called the first three picks dead on, which probably most people did.
Mm-hmm.
But how we talked about, Devin Witherspoon going to Seattle.
Yeah.
We didn't pick that in the mock draft. I think we picked Jalen Carter because we were like, Seattle probably needs defensive line, so we'll go with him instead. But if they were to go defensive back, which they probably should, it would be Devin Witherspoon.
Right.
So, and then just even some of the draft picks here, maybe we didn't get the team right, but we actually got the pick right. Like, I think, what was it? One of the guys that went. We were right about JSN being the first receiver going.
Was he really? I forgot.
Yep. Yeah, he was the first one to go.
Oh yeah, because he went to Seattle, didn't he?
He went to Seattle.
Yeah.
I think we were right with Tyree Wilson going to the Raiders at 7.
Yeah, that's a Raiders pick.
Yeah. We were dead on with Robinson going to Atlanta.
Oh, Bijan,
Yep.
The stud himself.
Yeah. There were a couple ones that we were a little off on, but, we were still pretty close with, a lot of these picks on where they wound up going.
Yeah, I can't be accountable. Well, we can't be accountable for your team's fuck-ups.
Yeah.
Like when the Jets picked, like I said, the guy, the McDonald dude that was
McDonald.
ranked 34th. Even the Chiefs, like the last pick in the first round, they took some dude that was ranked 45th.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
and then even though I did just say it, the running back from that Detroit picked, we didn't have him going, and we didn't even have him going in the first round.
Yeah. No, because he wouldn't. Don't get me wrong. The only reason why I would have had him in the first round is because I figured the Eagles would miss on Bijan and they would double back around at pick 30 and maybe take him, thinking that Nolan would already have been gone.
Yeah.
So the fact that he was there,
that was a big thing. Nolan dropping as far as he did in the actual draft, we didn't have that. But we called. Obviously, we thought. I'm sorry. Is it Will Levis or Will?
I say Levis. I think it's Levis, but I could be wrong. So
I don't know.
I'm going with that.
We had him going 4th to the Colts because from everything we heard, that was their guy.
Mm-hmm.
They wound up picking Richardson, so Levis dropped, where we had Levis going and we had Richardson dropping. But pretty much, you just flip-flopped the two.
Right, yeah.
One of them was going to drop and one of them wasn't. We just got the one guy wrong.
Right.
But the whole concept of one of them dropping, we were right.
Well, and that always happens in every draft. I feel like there's always some guy that maybe was supposed to go early on and then slips. It happens, but it doesn't matter if it's quarterback or not. It's just usually one position that somehow he was supposed to go top 10 or top 15. Then here he is at pick 32 and he's still on the board. And you're like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah, and it's all about, team's needs.
Right.
If you're a quarterback and there's 4 teams that are drafting that need, or 3 teams that are drafting that need quarterbacks, and you're the 4th one, and those 3 teams pick the quarterbacks, you're gonna drop because, well, the Jets aren't taking a quarterback.
Yeah.
The
I got Sharon, baby.
Yeah. Giants aren't going to take a quarterback. The Eagles aren't going to, none of those teams are going to take quarterbacks. The Cowboys aren't taking a quarterback. Not in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, I'm projected to be a first-round pick. Only if the teams that need that position don't fill it. If they fill it, the teams that don't need you aren't going to draft you. Why am I going to waste a pick on a...
You're not going to waste... Yeah, not early at least. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Later it's like, all right, whatever, but you're not wasting an early pick on somebody you don't really need or it's not going to really help you in the now, you know? But some of those teams are just dumb. I mean...
Yeah, well, we talked about it too. Some teams just make questionable decisions. Why Minnesota drafted a receiver? Jordan Addison, what do you need a receiver for? You scored 30 points a game already.
And I said this beforehand. I actually thought maybe they'd be a sleeper to get Hendon Hooker, maybe dial back into the first round and draft him with a second. You know what I mean? Because I'm you got to get a replacement. Kirk's what, 30? Well, he's probably at least 34, 35.
Did they get him? Who did get Hendon Hooker?
I think it was the Raiders.
Was it the Raiders?
I think it was the Raiders.
He went in the third, right?
It was the third, yeah. He either went there or... Yeah, I think he went there. Because I can't think of another team that would have... The 49ers, 4 quarterbacks. It's
You know what? How I was talking about teams that I actually thought did good in the draft, and in the 25-minute podcast that we had that has no video because we're fucking morons. He went to Detroit.
Hendon Hooker?
Yeah. That was another reason why I think I was saying I thought Detroit had a okay draft, despite the fact that they probably reached on that running back.
Oh, they reached.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna be honest. I just think they reached bottom line.
Yeah. Okay, I'll agree.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm not knocking their picks. I get in a way. I mean, the Gibbs thing. I think it's just everybody has their guy, right? When you're going into the draft, I feel like if you're looking at your spot, you're looking at well, if this person's still here, I want him, and that was their zoned in guy.
Giants picking Daniel Jones at 6th.
Yeah, it's
third round quarterback.
Questionable, so questionable. But I mean, when you have other things that tie into it, he was at the camp with Eli and Peyton they had nothing but good words to say about him. Of course, the Giants and fucking John Mayer are going to be like, let's get him.
Oh God, if Eli likes him,
yeah.
Because Eli was a great quarterback.
You stop that right now. You stop it.
You know I'm right.
No, I would not stand for the slanders.
The guy was mediocre. He was a serviceable quarterback who won 2 Super Bowls on good defensive-led teams and made 8 throws.
You take that back right now.
I will not. I watched all the games. I still have my Giants jerseys. Trust me, I will be a Giants fan long before... I was a Giants fan long before Eli was even fucking playing high school football, and I'll be a Giants fan long after Eli is old and decrepit. And
you should be ashamed of yourself.
No, absolutely not.
How dare you? How dare you respect a goat like that?
Goat of what?
The goat killers! Do you not know?
Oh, my God.
Hey, man, you know me. You know I defend that brother to the day I die.
Yeah, no, yeah, you got a hard on for that guy.
Yeah, but no, I just respect him. I don't know why.
Oh, he's a good guy.
He is average. I'm aware of that, but I think I just respect him so much because it's he does fit some people could just fit that mold, just like Philly, the teams that are the cities and places that are so hard on to the point where you have to be able to accept the reality of what people are going to expect. There's certain places you could be in San Fran, and even if you expect greatness, no one's really that fucking pissed because you can go to the beach year round. Who the fuck's going to be mad about that? When you're in Cleveland and you're having losing seasons 15 years in a row, where are you going? It's literal pain. So at this point, it's I look at Eli and I'm you know what? He stood in a tough New York area where you're going to face criticism, and he got a lot of it, trust me, I'm aware. But it's the one thing, and you at least acknowledge this because, I mean, I feel as a Giants fan, if you didn't, you would be fucking lying because you can hate Eli all you want. But at the end of the day, he's the toughest motherfucker as a quarterback.
Oh, ever.
Yeah, ever. It's not even a question. Look at the hits. That man was getting abused, bro. He never had, he had maybe 1 year, and I think that was maybe the year that we won. It might have been 07, I think. And, the O-line was, mid, it was, 15th, like or 16th. But like he's never really had a great O line.
The guy was definitely tough as nails.
Yeah.
You know, him and Brett Favre, two toughest fucking quarterbacks ever.
I just respect that about him, and I respect the fact that when it came time to play and when it mattered, he came through. Because it's like
I'll give him that too. He did show up,
and I'm not gonna say
in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna say like, okay, I get it. Like, yeah, we had a good defense, but that's like, okay, well, everybody fucking says how good Aaron Rodgers is. What does he do every time we get into playoffs? He folds. At least I can say with Eli. I mean, Eli, yeah, he was average, but at least when it came playoff time, Eli was fucking like, Peyton who? And was just like, bro, I'm him.
Yeah, you'd rather have that, a subpar quarterback or just an average quarterback in the regular season, and then come playoff time, they ball out.
Yeah.
And yeah, I will give all the kudos in the world to Eli, because when you watch the games in the playoffs, he made the plays necessary for us to win.
Right.
It was just also we benefited. The defense also just played great, but he didn't lose those games. He actually went out and made plays to help put us in positions to win the games.
Well, that's why I think I get so mad. I defend it so much. Is not like actually mad, but you know what I mean. Like it's just because I get to the point where it's like when people only want to credit it and be like, "Oh, well, you guys just had a good defense and he got carried by that." It's like, okay, well, no, he actually didn't, because if you want to talk about how average he was and how shitty he turned the ball over, you're right. He did it all year long, and then come playoff time, all they said to him was, "Hey, just limit the turnovers. If you don't turn the ball over, we'll win."
We'll
and
win.
What the fuck did we do? So talk shit now, bro. We won, bitch. Like
he didn't. Yeah, exactly.
Like that's why I get mad, because I'm like, dude, you could say all you want. Like, yes, he was average, but it's the same thing with Daniel Jones. It's like, what do we tell Daniel to do? Dude, just stop turning the ball over. Like, if you stop doing that, like, we don't need you to be perfect, but keep us in games.
Just don't turn the ball over, and dude, the success rate goes way up.
Oh yeah. But it's also hard to draft the guys that have came out. I'm not gonna name just the good guys, but the Joe Montanas, the Steve Youngs, like the guys that were really. It's hard to draft people like that and call it, because you don't know. It is a different.
You have no idea. You have no idea.
You'd love for it to be like, oh, I call that. You know what I mean? But it's hard.
It is. It's impossible. I mean, you're gonna call every once in a while, like
right.
And there's a couple guys that come out that you're just like, it's just it. Like when Andrew Luck was coming into the league, people were like, all right, this is a can't miss prospect.
Right.
You know, Trevor Lawrence was pretty much that coming out too.
Yeah.
Can't miss prospect. Didn't have a good rookie year. Blame that a little bit on the
Urban Meyer.
Yeah. Actually, blame a lot of that on Urban Meyer. That dude was an absolute fucking catastrophe. I don't even want to call it a dumpster fire, because if you've ever seen a dumpster fire, they're actually fucking cool to watch. The Jaguars were not that.
Yeah. They were just like, wait.
It was disgusting. It was like watching a cow shit on a baby's face.
Yeah.
Actually, no, because that sounds pretty epic too. But you get the point I'm making.
Yeah, it was rough for Jacksonville. It really was.
Yeah, and then he turned it around last year. I think he's only going to get better, because I think Doug Peterson is a really good coach.
Yeah.
And he's going to have some talent around him. Not like world all-star talent, but like enough to make it to where if you're, to me, I've always said, and we've talked about it, if you're that good of a quarterback, you can make your receivers better. And if he's that good, he can make Zay Jones, Christian Kirk, and Calvin Ridley into bona fide Pro Bowlers.
See, every time you say Calvin Ridley, I literally always forget, just because he was off, like, off.
Yeah, a whole year.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like, it throws me off, because every time I hear his name, I'm like, oh, I forget he's in the league. Like, because he's not here, you know what I mean? So I was just like, damn.
And who knows? He might not play. I mean, before he got suspended, wasn't he also out on, like, fucking mental health and
oh, yeah, but
all
I
that
think
bullshit?
he'll definitely be playing. But, I mean, I get what you're saying now. Like, yeah, but, I mean, yeah.
Somebody might say a mean thing, and he'll be like, I need 3 weeks off.
I'm going to bet during those 3 weeks, though.
Yeah. Maybe that's why his mental health was off. I suck at this betting shit.
And it's from someone who knows right here. It's the hardest thing in the world, bro. It's the definition of, like, I'm done. And then fucking, 10 minutes go by. Actually, I was just thinking, though, for tomorrow's games, like, you get right back into it right away. Like, and, like, it annoys you, because you tell yourself, like, this team that they shouldn't lose.
The Chiefs couldn't cover 7.5 against the Texans? What the fuck?
God, dude. Like, it just goes to show.
And then they'll win by 48 against, like, the fucking Chargers.
Yeah,
you're like, the fuck just happened here?
God, dude. It's like, that's why you never understand this shit. You can never it baffles me all the time. I'm not going to get caught up in that, but we're on the topic of just the Jaguars and what they did, and And I agree with what you said, because I think with, I hate to say it because fuck Doug Peterson, but like, just not because he's an Eagle, but you know why. But
Yeah.
But with him, he did change that culture, and I think,
fuck yeah.
and like you said with like if you have a good quarterback, like he'll make the others like better. I completely agree with that, because he really did make, like, in all honesty, Zay Jones, Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram. That's 3 trash cans right there.
Yeah, and they.
I mean literally, and that's a disrespect to the trash cans, the literal trash cans. But there's 3 of them. I mean, yeah. And when I look at it, I'm like, wow. Like, I mean, they shouldn't have really been anything. But yeah, I mean, dude, he made those guys have a pretty solid year for what they are.
Absolutely.
And I mean, you just think like if he. Like, that's why I said when I think like whenever somebody brings up Calvin Ridley, I'm like, damn, because that's an actual receiver. Like, that's an actual number 1. So I look at him and I'm like, damn, like now the Jaguars actually might really be a problem.
Yeah, they could be. I mean? They definitely could be.
Because all those other receivers are just like second stringers to me.
And their first round draft pick, Anton Harrison.
Yep. Good tackle.
So.
They did the right thing, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I can't say the same with the fucking Bengals. These bastards, man. How hard is it to protect one man? Protect that man back there, damn it.
I know, they're doing like the fucking Colts did with Andrew Luck.
Are you in the draft thing right now?
Yeah.
Who are they drafting? Because I can't. It was fucking Miles Murphy.
Miles Murphy. Yep.
Like, that blows my mind. I guess in a way for them, that was a good spot to get him, because he was actually projected, I think, to be taken within like the top 20 or something. But like, it's just like still. Like, I look at it and I'm like, bro, come on now. You have a quarterback who, the first like 6 or 7 games of the season, this man was sacked more times than he was the previous season, and you upgraded the O-line in the previous offseason. So clearly, your message should just be, hey, let's protect this guy. What has he done for us so far? Oh, wait, in his second year, he got us to the Super Bowl. In his third year, he started out having a terrible like Super Bowl hungover year, and then said, no, I'm going to remind this league who the fuck I am and who we are.
Yep.
Bounce back. This guy's, he's so good. He's so good.
He is, yeah.
Yeah, I'm calling this now. It's my MVP for next year.
Really?
I think he takes that step, bro.
Ooh.
He's my MVP. He doesn't even have that far off of like bad odds. Like, he's around the same odds as like Josh Allen and like.
Oh yeah,
it makes sense, but like you get what I'm saying.
If I'm thinking about it, yeah, he's probably second on the list for me for most likely to win MVP. Just because quarterbacks just run that shit now.
Yeah, they do. Man.
They really do.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's.
What were you gonna have? Mahomes at 1?
Mahomes would still be 1.
Yeah,
you got to give it to Mahomes.
Yeah.
2 is Burrow. 3 would probably be Josh Allen.
Yeah.
And then because he's going to a different team, and if he balls out, Aaron Rodgers could get right back up there.
He could, man. He really could. I mean, the Jets, damn it, they're stacked too. That whole division is stacked.
It's like, who else? It's not going to anybody on defense ever.
No.
Like, I don't care what.
It's rare, dude.
It's bullshit to me. Like, no matter what type of season they have, it's not going to go to anybody.
Which I think
they
need to change. I love that the quarterback. I understand the quarterback is like is probably the hardest position to play, and just in terms of overall. But like, when you think about stuff like even I just jokingly talked on the last one about J.J. Watt, how good
he should have won MVP.
Right. It's like,
oh my God,
you look
he should have
at
won
what
MVP.
he did, and it's like, dude, I mean, it was so.
They made the playoffs.
Yeah, like
who was their quarterback?
We don't even know.
I don't fucking know.
I actually couldn't even
It
tell
might
you.
have been Matt
It
Schaub.
might have been.
I don't know.
I don't think so though, because
I don't
Matt
think
Schaub
it
wasn't
was.
that bad.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I don't
all
think it
quarterbacks.
was. Like,
Yeah.
like the dude should have won MVP. Khalil Mack, his first season in Chicago, should have won MVP.
Completely agree.
Aaron Donald probably justifiably could have won MVP one of his years. Like,
Yeah.
like you're telling me these guys aren't valuable yet? It's like the Bears and the take Aaron Donald out because the Rams have had pretty good teams.
Right.
The Bears and the Texans, the years that those two guys fucking were just lights out, they were not supposed to be playoff teams.
Oh, no.
Even when you were watching them, you're like, these fucking offenses are terrible. Why are they winning games? Oh, because Khalil Mack is going insane, and he just made everybody on the defense better. And then it's like, oh, J.J. Watt, what'd he do? I don't know. He had 20 sacks. I think he scored 3 defensive touchdowns. He caught 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
He swatted like 8,700 balls.
And the funny thing is, those 2 offensive touchdowns. Jackson Mahomes.
There it is. Aggravated assault.
But no, like, and I was gonna say, and you think of, like, if you actually go back and watch those 2 offensive touchdowns, they were actually like jump ball scenario. It was like it wasn't like
a
oh,
necessary
hey,
touchdowns.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like, oh, we're winning by 20. Let's just have some fun with J.J. Watt. It's like, well, we suck. We have no tight ends. We're losing. We need a touchdown. Let's send out our defensive ends because that's how bad our team is. That our defensive end is our biggest offensive threat.
You just scored on offense. Could you do it on defense too?
Yeah.
That's your original position, please.
Yeah, he'd force a fumble. Like, he'd sack you, force a fumble, pick it up, stiff arm somebody, and score a touchdown. This guy's not your MVP?
It's not fair, man. It really isn't. And I do think, and then there's other scenarios where it's like, okay, like the year that Adrian Peterson like tore his shit and then came back and damn near broke the record. He could have arguably gotten MVP that year.
He did.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, Peterson did win the MVP,
okay.
Because
I couldn't remember. I actually thought I thought he did.
Which because people would have probably flipped.
Yeah,
like Christian Ponder was his quarterback. That's right, Christian Ponder. For those people who are trying to figure out who the fuck he is.
Dude, I remember that guy.
Yeah. Adrian Peterson, and they'll look at him and be like, well, he only scored 12 touchdowns. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
like,
I don't even know, man.
Like, you have no idea how, if the Vikings didn't have, they win 5 games, maybe.
Yeah. Dude, what he tore his, was it ACL, right?
Yeah, he blew his fucking knee out.
Dude, it was insane. It was literally insane. And the fact that he was so close to breaking the record, like he was like 12 yards away or something stupid. Yeah, see?
9
Dude,
fucking yards.
Oh my. That was like, didn't it was against Green Bay, I think, right? That was like the last game of the season where he could have done it, I think. I think it was Green Bay.
Yeah, it might have been. I'm not sure who it was against.
It was pretty sure it was Green Bay. And I feel like they like almost cause I think that game like went into overtime or something. I think they like almost intentionally tried to give him the record, like by any means necessary.
I really wish he did.
I was just like, damn,
I
man.
wanted him to get it so bad.
Yeah, because who's got the record? It's
Eric Dickerson.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Damn, man.
Yeah, I wanted AP to get it because I've been I was always a big AP fan. You know me, I don't watch college football.
Yeah.
So, I don't really know much about the college kids that come out and get drafted. AP, I remember watching one Oklahoma game for some fucking reason. I don't know why. I just tuned into the game.
Maybe you were drunk at a bar or something.
Actually, I think this was before I was even 21.
Oh, shit, okay.
So I was legitimately home.
So underage drinking.
Yeah, possibly. I might have been high. I don't know. But I just tune in and it's Oklahoma playing. And, yeah, it's definitely before I'm fucking drinking because Adrian Peterson was a freshman at Oklahoma.
This is early, yeah.
And I watched the game, and watching the game, I'm like, I don't know who the fuck this guy is, but that dude, he's getting drafted this year high. He's going to be the best running back in the league. And then they're like, and there goes Peterson again, the freshman. I was like, freshman? Yeah. This guy's not going to get drafted for another 4 years. Holy shit. Okay, fuck this.
You're like flabbergasted.
And then all of a sudden, I forgot about it for 4 years. And then the Vikings drafted him. Adrian Peterson, running back out of Oklahoma. I was like that Leo DiCaprio. Hey, that's the guy. And he turns out to be what he was. I was like, damn. Nobody's going to believe me, but yeah, I watched one game, and this dude was just so much better than everybody on the field. It wasn't even fucking close. And I was like, this dude's a freshman?
Jeez, man.
Yeah, he's going to be something special. And he wound up being, Hall of Famer.
Yeah, man.
Arguably top 5 running back of all time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was great, man.
Kids that didn't get to watch him now, they know him as an old head, and they're like,
oh, yeah.
He's washed up, he needs to go. And it's like, dude, his washed up was better than fucking running backs in their prime.
His washed up's probably better than my fresh,
Yeah. Fuck yeah. He's washed up. He still ran for 1,000 yards with Washington.
Yeah.
At 34.
Oh, yeah. That dude was freaking ridiculous, man.
Yeah, he was something else, man.
Yeah. That shit was, what a time. What a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, something about those MVPs, man. Like I said, let's hope that they do change that because it is kind of, and I think it just gets old too. Like just seeing it because it's the same position. Like it's almost like you said, it's like you just naturally know, like okay, it's going to the quarterback. Mm-hmm. It's going to the dude. Fucking make it interesting, please. Like if you have a good season and you play in a position, for example, the guys you mentioned, Aaron Donald or Khalil Mack, it's like okay, take them out of those situations. Like I get it, the Rams. I understand that. But at the same time, not really. How many times did you watch the game and the commentators are like, on this play right here, Aaron Donald blows past 2 offensive linemen and still sacks the quarterback.
Sacks the quarterback.
Yeah, no, not that many guys are doing that.
He's getting triple teamed.
Yeah, and then you watch like the what do we call it, like the off-season like workouts that he does and like with fucking knives. Like, what are you doing? Who practices with knives and swatting them away? Like, he's trying to die?
He is absolutely insane. I won't say he's the best defensive player I've ever seen.
No, I know yours. LT boy.
I didn't get to watch him play.
Oh, my fault. I thought you said in general.
No, in general, yeah. LT, I'm sorry. He's just that's
right.
That's not the standard. That's like the pinnacle. But
gotta be careful saying that brother's name these days, though.
Yeah. Why? What did LT?
Oh, you didn't know what happened?
What happened with LT?
Oh, apparently that man had some I think it was some shit from way back in the day. That brother did some child shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, LT was fucking insane back in the day.
Yeah, well,
doing coke and banging like 17-year-olds or some shit.
Yeah, something like that, man. I don't know if they were 17, but maybe. Who knows?
Let's pray.
Yeah. One day, because I think I said something to him, I was like, "Yeah, man, LT's just so good" or something. Then he was just like, "Oh, you know," and that guy, and I thought he was really just bullshitting me. I was like, "Bro, shut the fuck up." And I actually looked it up, and I was like, "Oh shit, guilty." Wow, LT. Well, you know what? I can't defend you no more.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
But I don't know. I just want to bring that. It was funny.
Yeah, but Aaron Donald, fucking fantastic player.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when we talk about MVP, it's like, can it really go to a receiver, as we talked about? Because anything a receiver is doing, the quarterback's the one throwing him the ball.
Yeah.
If it ever were to go to a receiver, I felt like it would have. Like with Jerry Rice one of those years, or even Randy Moss when he was with New England.
But, I think you could, the same way you said that, you could use the argument like, okay, well, the quarterback, all the yards he gets only happens through me. So, all the touchdowns he gets only happens through me. I get what you're saying, too. I understand you're saying from the point of, you need both, for both. Yeah. So that's why it's just I think you could argue it, and because I do think there's just guys out there. Not off the top of my head that I know, but I'm sure there's been receivers that probably maybe could have gotten it just for what they've putting up, and just how good of a player they were. But yeah, it is hard to go to a receiver.
Yeah, it is
having most of those guys. But yeah, so you were saying you think of the draft as the Lions.
Well, not the steal or anything like that.
Slept on them. That's what I think I said.
Well, not so much slept on. I think they're getting a lot more flack than they probably should, but that's mainly because, they reached on the running back. Could have got him later. I really didn't have him projected until late first round, maybe early second. I do like the pick of Jack Campbell. I think that's a quality linebacker that can really be, a staple point for their defense.
Right.
And then, obviously, Hendon Hooker. I think that's... I'm not expecting that guy to come out and bowl out and be a Tom Brady or fucking anything like that,
no.
But, people have said, hey, this is actually a really good quarterback.
That's why I said
he slipped to the third. Well, he didn't slip to the third, but he came out the third, and you can find a really good value in quarterbacks that come out that way. Kirk Cousins was drafted later, Russell Wilson was drafted later, Joe Montana. There's plenty of guys that come out in those later rounds as far as quarterback. Obviously, everybody knows Tom Brady, but he went to Tennessee. He played awesome.
Yeah.
It's not like this is a 1-year fluke or anything like that. It's like
because he had to play other good colleges, Bama, Georgia,
and he played great. So they might have got some real value there.
Yeah, I would agree.
And if he doesn't pan out,
it was a third-round pick.
It's a third-round pick.
Yeah, and you weren't really expecting much anyway. Because for them, they're still rolling with Jared Goff.
Jared
absolutely. Goff actually had a solid year.
Yep.
For him. But
I just see that the players that Detroit pick could actually pan out, and I'm not saying any of them are going to be Pro Bowlers, superstars, but they could be all quality players that pan out, and that's what you're hoping to get.
Yeah, that's all you want, man. It's just quality guys that can get the job done. And like you said, I agree in the sense that I don't think it was. I wouldn't call it a bad draft because I do think they got quality guys. I just think that they did just reach on the guys they got at the spot.
A little bit, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like you could have got Jack Campbell later. In all honesty, you could have got whatever his name is, Gibbs or whatever.
Yeah, a little bit later, absolutely.
And the Hendon Hooker though, I will give him. That was actually a solid, pick for where you got him at. But yeah,
I think we're both in agreement, and I don't know if we talked about it on this one because I'm getting what we talked about on the first version that we had to cut out, and then started to. We're both in agreement. The Eagles had a fucking great draft.
Yeah, the Eagles did have a good draft. Hate to say it, but yeah, Philly Bulldogs did a good job.
Yeah, Philly Bulldogs, baby. Like you said, they even drafted the mascot.
Ooga, ooga, ooga,
ooga.
Yeah, hate to say, man, but like I said, you got to give credit where it's due, and
they did. The fact that Nolan Smith dropped that fucking far.
Yeah. I know, man. I seriously can't get over it. Like, I was, in all honesty, I was actually, like, I know some people were like, oh, like, they were more probably pressed about, like, Jalen Carter getting, like, slipping there to 10 to them. But I'm like, that wasn't really a shock to me because, like I told you, he had some incident with,
he's got that.
And I kind of figured that was going to make him slip a little bit. Plus, when you started looking at the other aspects and other teams going in there, well, you already knew what 3 of those teams in the top 10 were going to take quarterback with.
Yep.
Colts, Houston, and Carolina. That's all 3 quarterback teams.
That's 3. Will Anderson's gone before Jalen Carter.
Yeah. You knew that the Cardinals were probably going to trade their pick because they didn't really necessarily need it at 3. So, like, I'm like, it just made sense. Some of these guys, they needed corners. They needed other. The only team that legitimately would have took them was the one I thought was Seattle. I thought maybe Seattle at 5 would have, taken them because, like I said, that would have made more sense to me because you do need edge. I mean, they suck on that D line. I mean, good God, anyone. Our O-line, like our shitty O-line, probably could have protected and have like 20 seconds back there with Seattle's defensive line because it's just that bad. But I mean,
true.
But yeah, so I mean, I was just more upset with the Eagles getting Nolan Smith because I was looking at it. I'm just like, how did none of these other teams in the last from pick 20 to 30?
Yeah,
like us. I understand because we really did need another corner. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would have loved to grab Nolan Smith because everybody knows that would have been like a fuck you to the Eagles, basically, being like, oh, yeah, we know that they want their Georgia Bulldog and we're going to take them, and that made me happy. But, yeah, I don't understand why the Jaguars didn't. I don't understand why even the Bengals, because the Bengals
Cincinnati, they went defensive
end. I said, they went Miles Murphy, and it's like, dude, are you kidding me?
Dallas went Mazi Smith, but I guess because more they're looking for a D tackle.
Yes, that actually made me happy.
Tampa actually did a really good job.
Tampa did.
Yeah. That was
I told you I like that dude, yeah.
That was a great pick. Yeah, the Jets picking Will McDonald at 15th
was ridiculous.
Yeah, that's...
Aaron probably felt like he was back in Green Bay all over again.
Yeah, that was... yeah, right. like, guys.
What are we doing?
Although, and then doesn't he have like a fucking request list of like 18 receivers?
Yeah. Shit, he didn't get Odell, but he did get his boy Alan Lazard, and Randall Cobb did come to the Jets.
Did Odell? Where did he? Oh yeah, he went to Baltimore.
This is and I didn't get to tell you this. I was in the car with Tommy and I'm on the way there, and I was like, "This is why you can never listen to Dallas Cowboys fans because as bad as Eagles fans are, Dallas is almost they are probably worse."
They're universally the most hated fan base.
Well, no, they just say a lot of dumb shit. Philly says dumb shit, but they know they say dumb shit. Dallas is like delusional, like legitimately delusional, and they actually believe it.
Well, they're also stuck in the 90s, so.
Right, yeah. And so this guy's like, he's like, honestly, they were talking about the AFC North, and this man goes, Lamar is better than Joe Burrow, and I was like, is he on crack? Like, I know I have like a fucking Joe Burrow like fetish over here.
Yeah, but that's just stupid.
No, but like I'm not lying to you. In his argument, he solely said just because he goes, Lamar's a former MVP. That means nothing. A former MVP that did what with it? What did he do? Oh, dog shit. That's right. He probably didn't even go nowhere that first year. Like the only person that's happy about fucking Lamar getting that bag is Lamar. I bet you even the organization was like, what did we just do? After they signed him to that fat contract extension, like who would pay this man?
Oh, I love it, by the way.
Oh, no, I love it too because, you know what, this proves my point to all the people that are like, oh, well, like any Baltimore fan would be like, oh, well, before he just didn't have the weapons. Let him have the weapons. He's still going to overthrow these guys. He's still going to be dog shit.
He's not good.
He's not.
Listen, and this is coming from somebody who actually I like Lamar.
This is true. You have defended him before.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with Lamar. I had a little bit of a problem with him this offseason just based off of how he kind of went about things. I think it's really, really not immature, just irresponsible to act as your own agent.
Mm-hmm.
Just that's just stupid. You're in a fucking billion-dollar company. You better have representation.
Yeah.
Everybody else does. I understand where it's like, oh, well, no, I'm going to have my own best interest at heart over an agent. You're absolutely right, but you're also going to be emotional, and you're not going to be able to get the deals that an agent's going to be able to get. So that's just pure stupidity.
Right.
But I still like the guy.
Yeah.
Like when I see him talk, like he just comes across as like a humble kind of guy.
Right.
But yeah, anybody that thinks he's a better quarterback than Joe Burrow doesn't watch fucking football.
Right.
Or it's just simply a fucking moron.
Delusional, yes.
And I can't say fucking enough times. They're a fucking moron. And I gotta emphasize that. You literally have no fucking idea what you're talking about. Because he's not... I don't give a shit about MVP. What the hell does that... We just talked about. What does it even... It goes to a quarterback.
Right, yeah.
Lamar Jackson had a phenomenal year the year he won MVP. Since then, he has not been good.
Yep.
You look at his numbers; they are not good numbers.
No,
they're not bad numbers, but that's not anything that you want to see out of a starting quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, now he's got the weapons. People are always said, "Oh, Lamar never has any weapons." A good quarterback can make his weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's shut up, put up or shut up.
Yeah,
Lamar, you have the way. I actually think Rashad Bateman's a good receiver. He did get injured last year.
Yeah.
But I do think that guy's a good receiver. I actually think he suffers because of his quarterback.
I would agree.
Like,
the receiving core suffers
yeah,
as a whole.
As a whole. The only guy that eats is Mark Andrews.
Yeah.
Because
he just runs straight.
Lamar's only throw that he can make is a tight end seam route.
Yep.
In the middle of the field. That guy cannot hit a post corner.
Mm-hmm.
He cannot hit outs. He cannot hit slants. He can't hit curl. He can't hit drags. That's just not in him.
Yeah.
I hope I'm wrong. Prove me wrong. If I'm proven wrong, all is right.
Right. I was going to say, I mean, I'm not trying to sit here and seem like I'm just like slandering somebody, but like I do just look at him and I think to myself, like, no, you're not that guy. You're not that guy, pal.
You're not that guy, pal.
But like, seriously, it's like.
But I want him to be. Like, I want him to be.
Yeah, I'm not like sitting here being like, oh, I wish bad on you. Like, no, I'm not saying any of those things. I just get frustrated when like people speak nonsense, because I'm just like, all right, bro, like, can you actually come back to earth for a couple seconds here? Like, because it's like, I said the same thing about Daniel Jones, but you know me, I fucking hate Daniel Jones. I sit here like, and that's my own quarterback, but that's my quarterback now. But like,
that's my teammate.
Yeah, but like I look at him and I'm just like, dude, I'm like. He's not it. Yeah, he's not it. Any fan is going to know, like, this is our guy. Yeah, we might not know it as well as a scout or whatever, but we're still going to know fucking talent when you see it. Like, when you watch Patrick Mahomes, you're like, holy shit. You watch Joe Burrow, holy shit. Same, Josh Allen, Rodgers, all those guys. But it's like, you watch Lamar and you're like, God, like, this guy he just blows.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you take away his athleticism. Seriously, you take it away. If he had no speed back there, would we talk about him? No.
He wouldn't be a quarterback.
He would be a Tom Savage, a Ryan Mount. He would be those guys, a Brandon Whedon. Guys that just are off the radar. Doesn't even matter anymore. You're just a serviceable third-string quarterback at best.
Yep.
You have God-gifted athleticism, which is what puts you in the conversation of, oh, you're a talented quarterback. But, talented running back. But the quarterback, no, you can't play the position.
Yeah.
When you show me clips of this dude actually accurately throwing the ball, okay, I'll eat my words and go, you know what? You're right, and hopefully, and maybe he does it this year. Now that he'll have the weapons. And
listen, everybody's always like, "Oh man, practice. It makes perfect." Dude, you either got it or you don't, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you're in the NFL. Like, yes, practice, studying film, it better prepares you for what you need to do in each game. But accuracy, bro, you're either accurate or you're not. Like, you can get a little bit better.
Yeah.
With everything that you train for, but I'm sorry, like. The reason there's not 100 Greg Maddoxes pitching is because there's not 100 Greg Maddoxes. Like, why isn't there? If everybody practices just as much as Tom Brady, how come everybody can't do what Tom Brady does? Because you're just not that fucking accurate.
Right,
like,
yeah.
You just can't do it. And so you rely on other skills, which is what Lamar does, and he does it better than anybody else.
Right.
Problem is, the league figured him out, man. These defensive coordinators, man, they're going to figure it out. They're going to find out your weaknesses, and they're going to exploit them.
Right.
And they figured it out and be like, okay, well, this is what Lamar can do. This is what he can't do. We're going to make it to where he has to do what he can't do well more often than what he can do good.
Right. Yeah, like, how many times have we talked about, like, even just, like, even like my bill, not no big bill, but it's like, there's guys that are way bigger than me that like that. Because I said something one time, we were throwing a ball around or something like that, and you're like, yeah, but dude, you're like, arm strength has nothing to do with it. Like in terms of like the actual size of your arm, you like that has nothing. Like, you're either gonna have it or you don't.
You've
like
seen me throw the ball.
Yeah.
Look at me and Steve.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's what I was gonna bring.
Steve's fucking arm is bigger than my goddamn head.
Yeah.
And I will outthrow that guy by 50 fucking yards. It's nothing to do with arm mass.
Yeah, it's just straight up freaking if you got it or you don't, bro.
Yeah, and hey, you can practice and train, and you're gonna get better.
Right. Yeah.
But everybody has their limit to how good they can actually get at something.
Right.
And I don't see it where Lamar is very below average when it comes to accuracy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it where in one off season, and now that he's got bona fide receivers, his accuracy all of a sudden just takes a fucking, gigantic leap.
Right.
He'll have better stats mainly because he just has better receivers.
Yeah, for sure.
Ideally, is what we're gonna say.
Right.
We believe that's gonna happen. But you're still gonna watch it and be like, oh, thank God he's throwing to Odell there, because I don't know if somebody else would have caught that.
Yeah, right. Like he pulls the Eli, throws the pass fucking behind him.
Yeah, behind him, and Odell makes some ridiculous catch. It's gonna be like, that's where I think it's gonna be. And when I said I'm glad that they paid him, it's for two reasons. Cool, I do like Lamar. It's cool that he got paid. He got paid way more than I think what he's worth. 100%. And the other reason I like it is because I don't think Lamar's ever going to pan out to be what he was 3 years ago when he won MVP, because I just don't think he's that good of a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
I love that because I hate Baltimore as a team. Like, I just hate the organization, and I want them to be terrible every single year. And I think by investing in a guy that I don't think is going to be that great of a quarterback for the next 5 years and that much money into him, puts them in the basement for the next 8 years.
Yep.
So, love it.
Yeah. Completely agree. You know, the only reason why that really, I think, upset me more with how much he got. It's the last. I don't want to keep rambling about him and, like, fucking slandering this man. But, like, it's just, it made me, like, angry. I was kind of angry for Eagles fans because I'm like, well, Jalen Hurts just got rightfully paid, and he actually earned what I feel like he got. And then it gets triumphed by another quarterback who hasn't done shit and has pretty much proven to everybody, like, I'm just athletically able to run the ball, and that's about it. But, you know, I'm going to get paid way more than you, and I haven't even been to the Super Bowl. But that's cool. You know, I'm dreaming of it. And Jalen is sitting here being like, I just proved that I'm not a running quarterback, and I can throw the ball. And, you know, I led us to the Super Bowl. And arguably, had they not called that holding call, shit, we might have been sitting here fucking, me and you might have still been sitting here like, the Eagles fucking win the Super Bowl.
Oh, he might have been Super Bowl champ.
Yeah.
And even though they lost, I said
wasn't because of him.
It wasn't because I even said it. I was like, dude, Jalen probably could have won Super Bowl MVP even despite the fact that they lost, because that dude was fucking amazing in the Super Bowl.
I think even Chiefs players said that shit.
Yeah. I think Travis Kelce said it on his podcast. Yeah. He was like, yo, straight out, Jalen Hurts could have won MVP. I know he lost, but he could have won MVP. And I honestly think they should have gave it to him.
Yeah.
Because he was by far the most valuable player on the field.
What would they give to Patrick, I think, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I went to Patrick.
Yeah. Probably just because he was all hopped up on fucking whatever drugs they gave him.
So God, they shot him up with something. You know they shot him up with something, man. That dude could not walk, and he comes out the next half, and it's like he's like smiling.
Dude, there was like
he was looking like his brother.
Yeah. Looking like his brother in jail.
Come out doing some corny ass fucking TikToks or some shit.
Dude, no, because there was like a play. He came like you said, he came out of half, and this motherfucker ran the ball for like 20 yards. I was like, whoa, bro, you were just limping a little bit ago. Hold on now.
You weren't even walking 20 minutes ago.
My boy was struggling to get up when he fell down. Like all of a sudden, he's sitting there taking off, and you're like, wait a minute, like,
dude, he got a morphine drip or some shit, man.
And
that shit's fucking amazing.
Hey man, I don't doubt it. Yeah.
Oh, morphine. Oh man.
But yeah, so I was not to like change it completely, but I know we were potentially talking about this as well. So I kind of did want to just get your thoughts on the NBA playoffs actually as well, because here we all are. It's playoffs everywhere. I feel like, you know, fucking.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good time of year.
It is actually.
It is a good time.
NBA playoffs are going. You got hockey playoffs going. So I mean, yeah. So what's your thoughts so far on? You know, you got Phoenix and Denver at 2-0. Denver is up.
Yeah, I'm happy about that because I do not want Phoenix. I wanted your boys to beat Phoenix.
Yeah, Phoenix. It's a shame, man.
So I definitely want the Nuggets to beat Phoenix. I think it's pretty cool, as we talked about off podcast, so we'll talk about it on it. Mm-hmm. The fact that the NBA had every single one seed, or each seed advance, where you have 1 through 8. I think that's just awesome.
Oh yeah,
never been done before, so it goes to show how
unique it really is.
Yeah. Just a really cool concept. And then the teams that did it, I mean, the Heat beating the Bucks is incredible. The Lakers coming out over the Grizzlies was awesome. Because I want the Grizzlies as an organization to win, but it's just unfortunate that I don't like anybody on that team.
Right.
The Nuggets, I think, they're still just, they look like the team in the West, man. I mean, if they're 2-0 on the Suns right now, you got
NCP's out for a week now.
Yeah, so I mean, the Warriors obviously, you know, we'll see.
Yeah, not that really Chris Paul like mattered in terms of production, but he does just matter in terms of he knows how to facilitate the floor, and he really will kill you in that fucking pick and roll,
the pick and roll
mid range game.
That's just, I mean, that's a floor general.
Yeah,
being taken off. I mean, that's a vital part to a team's offense. You know, he can, like you said, he can control tempo. Mm-hmm. He can just really kind of control the game, how it's being played. It's nice to have Booker and Durant that can just kind of do what they need to do. But losing a guy like Chris Paul, the intelligence he brings, it's tough to substitute for.
Right. Yeah, it's been really interesting, man. I mean, I don't know if you actually said it because I don't know if I just didn't really actually hear it maybe, but even the Warriors, man. I'm glad the Warriors came out and beat the Kings. I mean, that makes me so happy. I mean,
love that.
And you know what made me 10 times better about it? Because like I told you, like the only reason why I really wanted them to win that was because I feel like so many people were really just just forgetting about them. Like just kind of being like, whatever. The Kings are like they're the new upcoming team and they got the talent, the young guy. And it's like I just sometimes like I hate it for certain things like with Tom Brady. Like I fucking hated it because he was there every time. Like that's why I couldn't stand it. But like basketball, I feel like it's a little bit different. Like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, fucking here we go again. You know, Curry versus LeBron for like the 15th time. I'm tired of seeing it. It's like, and as annoying as it may be, like, don't get me wrong, like when they had that span when LeBron was still in Cleveland and it was them for like 2 or 3 straight years, like that is annoying. I get what you're saying when you do want that change.
They do this every year.
Yeah, literally. But like even Draymond said like for this time, like now that they match up again, Draymond was like, yo, like sometimes like y'all want to rush out the greatness so quick that you forget to just kind of soak it in, because this could probably will be the last time. And it's 100%. Like, dude, like that's why I was so mad that people were like, nah, fuck the Warriors, I want them to lose. And I was like, you know what? I'm so glad Curry dropped fucking 50. And then as he's like walking off, he's letting them know like they're not ready for this shit. I'm like, bro, tell him, Curry, like fucking tell him, bro. They're not. Who in the right mind thought they could contain Stephen Curry, bro? You're not doing it. Like
it's crazy, and it's crazy that teams people were like, the Warriors ain't it. It's like, dude, they won last year. It's like, what are you talking about? It's like. It's not like they fizzled away or they're like fading off right now. It's like, no, they're the reigning champs.
Right.
And then I don't typically always agree with Draymond because I think the guy's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
But, that's actually it's a brilliant point to be like, dude, just embrace this greatness. It's tough because when it's happening, it does get annoying. When it was Cleveland versus Golden State for 3 straight years?
Yeah, but it was like 2 or 3 straight years.
It's like, okay, I am so tired of this. I'm done with this. I'm done with this. It was kind of like Brady and Manning. It's like, okay, I'm done with this. But when you look on it, now that it's over, wouldn't you have loved to see it happen?
For again? Sure.
Like, I would love to go back and have seen another Brady Manning matchup.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, you know what? Curry, LeBron, it's like, okay, yeah, I get why people would be so tired of it, but this is going to end. It will end eventually. LeBron's going to retire, Curry's going to retire, and then like 4 years, 5 years from now, you're going to look back and be like, that shit was awesome.
Yeah.
And I kind of wish I got to watch a little bit more of it. So, yeah, Draymond's absolutely right, man. It's tough, but you really do have to embrace and absorb how unbelievable this is.
Yeah, like even somebody said something about like, they were talking about like LeBron, and they were like, is this like, you know how like with Jordan it was like when you watch the Last Dance or whatever, like it obviously goes through like the big moments and stuff like that, and they talk about kind of how Jordan, like they were trying to basically say like, is this like LeBron's like last dance in a way, in the sense of just like, I mean, he's having another solid year, like potentially once they at the trade deadline, once they made all those moves, they got tremendously better. And I hate to say it, but yeah, like as a team, like they were. I mean, the Warriors and Lakers should be a really good series. I mean, because the Lakers got better overall. I mean,
Lakers took game 1, correct?
Yeah, they did. And which is crazy because actually Steph, Clay, and Jordan Poole all had 6 3-pointers made. Like when you just think about that, you're like, you would think the Warriors would have won by like 20 because the Lakers like struggled from 3-point land and could not buy a bucket to save their life.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I hate it because I'm like, bro, like I forget that's also I kept thinking that the game was in LA to start, but I forgot it's in Golden State. And I'm like, damn, bro, I'm like, but they need to win these games, damn it, like win them.
They took game 1. I mean, that's huge.
Sometimes I think like now I don't know why I just all of a sudden caught myself. I don't want to say rooting for Golden State, but I think it's just more so like a Curry and Clay thing. Like I just think like they get their respect, but because they're guards that like. They're not like they don't really do anything aside from really just shoot threes. But it's like when you genuinely watch them play, you're like, God, bro, like no one else can do that. Like in the league right now, like no one else can be that good. Like it's just they're that good at shooting the 3 ball that it's like. And then Clay is like, he is fantastic on defense as well. So it's like, wow, you're actually a really good 2 guard. And for Curry is just his own fucking. He's in his own like.
Yeah, Curry.
He's
the
in his own
league has never
conversation.
seen anybody like Curry before.
Yeah, like it's ridiculous, bro.
It hasn't happened. He has literally changed the way basketball is played nowadays.
And that's why I think it's interesting the fact that like they still continue to win. Because when you look at their team compared to like other teams, like when you look at the Suns, yeah, they don't have a bench, but they are stacked from like just regular roster, just point guard to center. But it's like that shows like it's just not enough. And like the Warriors, it's like you look at them and you're like, okay, it really is just Steph and Clay, whatever. And then I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying like there's. When you look at Draymond, like Draymond is dog shit in terms of like actual like overall contributing to the team, but defensively, that's the part where he really does kick in, and you really actually have to think like it's what we said. We said this I think the other day when we were talking about something, and you were talking about like how like it's a team game, and like that's where it just kicks in. Like it's a team game. You can't win it all just by yourself. Nope. And it's like when you look at Draymond, it's like yeah, you're gonna look at his stat line, and he's gonna have like 7 points, but he'll have like 12 rebounds, 4 blocks, and you're just like. Okay, when you look at that, you're like, oh, well, that's terrible. But when you watch the game, you're like, that could have been 4 key blocks. He rebounded the ball well. He didn't.
Absolutely vital part.
Right.
He's like the brakes to a car, like to a supercar. It's
right,
like,
yeah.
You think of cars and it's like speed. I need speed. So I need this engine. I need these tires. I need fast. It's all great. That's what Curry, Thompson, all these scorers are. But you got to have the car that it's got to stop too.
Right, yeah.
Brakes do absolutely nothing to help your speed.
Yeah.
But you gotta have them.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, your car's gonna fucking suck.
Yeah.
And yeah, Draymond's just the brakes. It's not glamorous. Does absolutely nothing to benefit your speed of the car. But if you don't have those brakes, your car's not good.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, Draymond's exactly what they need him to be.
Right.
And then they're also just a well-coached team.
For sure.
Steve Kerr's just a good coach.
Yeah.
So
I mean, and it helps. Dude, how many rings he got now? I mean, including playing days and then now coaching, because he's got what? Is it 3 with Golden State? Or because I think he won the I know he won twice with them early on, and then the years we were talking about, like when they went with Cleveland, like all those years.
Well, he's won all. He's been the coach for all the ones they've won. So I don't know how many championships they've won. Is it 3 or 4?
I think it's 3, because it was the one last year, and like I said, I know they won two out of the Cleveland series because they won. What shit was it? I can't remember if the 3-1 series when they folded if that was the first time or if that was the second time. And then they went back out and got KD. They won with KD, I know that.
Yeah.
And shit, yeah, I don't know.
I
think it was 3.
Did they win 2 with KD or 1 with KD?
I think it was just 1 with KD because I do remember the Raptors beat them.
Okay.
That's when Raptors had Kawhi, and then KD got injured, I think, and then that's what really opened the series up for Toronto.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, either way, you figure those 3. He won how many with Jordan?
I think he won 3 with Jordan, and then he won 2 with the Spurs.
That's 5 right there, and then fucking well, that's 5 with the playing days. I mean, and then like 8 at least.
Yeah, I think he's got at least 7, 8.
That boy got rings on rings, man.
He got rings, man.
Jeez, dude.
And so he wasn't just some bench rider either.
Oh no, yeah.
Like, I know everybody's like the Bulls, and you always think of Jordan, Pippen, Rodman. They had the players, the depth too.
Right,
Steve Kerr was an amazing 3-point shooter as a player.
Yeah.
Tony Kukoc. These guys aren't glamorous guys. I'm not saying it's like, oh my god, people are gonna hear it and be like, oh, they sucked. It's like, no, they were vital parts to the team. Like,
right.
You needed these guys to win championships. So I actually think the best series is going to be the Lakers Golden State.
I would agree. I think that'll be a 7-game series.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a really good series. In the East, Boston Philly is going to be a great series.
You would think, man, but damn, bro, Embiid 1-9 versus Boston. That's terrible.
Yeah, but you know what? That's the Sixers then, because Embiid's only been on the Sixers.
Oh
so
yeah, I know. I'm just.
I think the Celtics take it over the Sixers.
If the Sixers don't tremendously change in this next game, and I mean tremendously, like I'm talking, if they don't fucking come out and win by 20, yeah. Boston will take this because Boston just knows we got your number.
I just think Boston's the better team all around. They have good parts. You got your 2 big guys, and then I mean, I've always been a fan of him, Al Horford.
His old ass, yeah.
Yeah, I know he's old as shit now, but he's exactly what you need him to be. Once again, he's like a a Draymond.
Yeah.
Maybe not that level caliber of a defensive
Yeah,
player,
but he just knows his role. And
he
plays
knows
it
his
well.
role and plays it well. He does exactly what you need him to do. He can even shoot the three every once in a while. Like he's got a little bit of range. So big guy that can stretch the floor like that.
Yeah.
So they just got a good team.
Yeah, Celtics for once actually have like rotation and stuff and depth, but Philly it's Philly, man. I mean, like the Sixers, they just tremendous. Like I said, they don't have a good record against Boston. For some reason, Boston just has their number, and I mean,
which means to me, Boston's gonna go because I think let's say the Sixers do upset them, the winner of that series I think goes to the finals.
Yeah, because I mean, you got the damn Heat and the Knicks.
Yeah,
This is why I say
it's like the forgotten series. Like that's like the series. Unless you're a Heat or Knicks fan, nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, I mean, dude, like the only reason why I was pulling for the Bucks so bad is because I just love Giannis, bro. Like, how do you even hate that guy? And like even his interview, like after when the one guy, like I know you probably had to have seen it because it was like talked about like freaking days after the fact, but like the dude asked him a question about like, would you consider this season a failure? And then he was like, dude, you ask me the same question like every year. He was like, why would I consider this season a failure? And he just gave like this most like, it was like a scene from Ted. Like it was the most realistic, like freaking like answer that you could have gotten and a genuine answer. Like he literally was just like no. He was like every year. He was like, what do you do every year? Like he was like, you work for a promotion, right? He was like, you're trying to get better, right? He was like, that's what we're doing. He was like, but we can't win every year. He was like, you have to learn that you're going to take failure and these things are going to happen. Like he was like, as much as we want to win it all, he was like, those freaking other teams that are doing it for the same goal. He's like, so I mean, you can't get it. And I'm just like, yeah, fucking bro, he's right. Like, but
I like that answer better than the one that you always heard Derek Jeter say.
Oh God,
you ever seen his interviews?
What was his?
Yeah. They ask him the same question: is this season a failure? Absolutely. I didn't win the World Series. It's like, I love the competitive nature, but
yeah, but
that's just like, dude, like.
Well, that's why I think Giannis was so like it was so genuine and it was like the right answer because it's like, dude, he's fucking right. Like everybody, and it's like you're competing. Like it's not like you're the only good player. You've got multiple other good players at your position and or not your position, but still out there. It's like, dude, fucking, and once again, just a team game, bro. It's just a team game.
It's a team game. It's a team game. And yeah, I mean, it was a successful season that didn't end exactly ideally.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it wasn't a failure. It's a chance to understand what you need to do to get better.
Yeah. I think it just makes me mad with like the East teams because like it's the same with the NFL. I feel like both of them, it's like when you look at the AFC, you're like, oh wow, it's stacked. When you look at the West in the NBA, it's stacked. You look at the fucking East and you're just like, this is poverty. No, seriously, legitimately, it's poverty.
It's always been that way in the NBA.
I know, but it's so
always
frustrating
been that
because I'm
way,
just like,
dude.
bro, I'm like, please stack up the damn East. Like, what are the East doing, bro? Fucking draft some great players, please, bro. Make some trades, damn it. Like
maybe people just like playing out West.
Probably, man. I don't know, but it's just like, geez, bro. Like, I just want to see like actual competitive series. Like, please give me some series where it's like, oh shit, like, I wish I could go. Oh, it's the Heat and the Knicks, and there's really good players to watch. Like, aside from Jimmy Butler. Who are we naming from either of those franchises that were like, wow, that's jaw dropping?
I don't know a player on the Knicks.
Yeah, guess what? Because irrelevant. Like,
I mean, I don't follow basketball that much anyway, but yeah, I can't name a fucking player on the team.
I could name you the Knicks players, but I'm just telling you right now, bro. Like, they're just not all that. Like, that's why I'm just mad that the Knicks even got. Like, that's why I'm just like, it's when I look at the Cavs and they folded against the Knicks, I'm mad about it because I'm just like, how do you fold against a team that their star player is Jalen Brunson, who was at best a third option on the Dallas Mavericks? And the reason why he's third is because the Mavericks said went Luka, then Jalen Brunson. Like,
yeah, it's Luka. That's not going to work. All right, so do Luka 2.0.
Yeah.
What?
Makes
Put him on a different spot.
Yeah, like, dude, it just makes no sense. Like, that's why I'm like, how do you get beat when you have a better team than that? But I don't know, man. Clearly, Cleveland sucks. East sucks.
That's why they play the game, baby.
Yeah. East it's just aggravating because when you look at the East, you're like, it really is just those three teams. It's Bucks, Sixers, Celtics. That's it. And if those teams fold, it really is like an open fucking road to whoever is left. It's like.
All right, so since you follow basketball much more than I do, let's go down. I'll name the series. You give me the winner. Boston and Philly.
As much as I want to say Boston, it's really going to depend on this next game. I'm telling you right now, Philly gets their shit together. I think Philly will finally overcome and beat them.
All right. What do you got?
So I'll go Sixers.
And then Miami, New York.
That should be Miami. That shouldn't even be fucking close, but could be wrong.
Denver, Phoenix.
I'm going to pray it's Denver.
And L.A. and Golden State.
I think that one I'm gonna go Golden State. I'm not gonna be mad. No, maybe I will actually, because I do kind of want to. I do want to see Curry actually win another one.
Okay, I'm not asking who you want to see. Who do you think wins?
Well, I said the
Golden State.
Yeah, I did say Golden
Okay.
State. I just said I wouldn't be mad though if they were to. Because I'm trying to understand like both aspects. Like I said, I would enjoy seeing Curry. Well, yeah, because those are the final teams. I just can't see anybody from the East being the West team. I just can't see the East team, any of the East teams, like, even if it was Boston to win or if it was
like
Miami
if it was
going,
Boston, Denver.
I still would think Denver would win.
Denver.
Because who's stopping Jokic? And then who's going to stop? Like Jamal Murray's went ballistic. I don't think I even realized how good Jamal Murray is like until once again I just like this playoffs. It's like the dude's been averaging like 30 points, and it's just like, well, if he's going and then Jokic is going. Tough team to beat. And then you got Michael Porter Jr. who's going to give you like maybe a 20 points, which Denver is they're just really hard to like say they're going to win it all because they're very like just I don't know how to describe it. Like they're like Jokic, he's so good, but really he's only good if like you're good. Like he needs everybody else to thrive. And if they're not thriving and it really is like all on him, I'm not saying he can't score it, but like if he was having a rough shooting night and everybody else having a rough shooting night, well shit, Denver's easy to beat because it's like I know that sounds much, but what I'm saying is like I'm saying in the sense that like Jokic has to get going through seeing others make their baskets first because he's so good at playmaking. So like if nobody else is really making these plays, it's like
it restricts his game because now he's not playmaking and now he's just trying to score.
And that's what I'm saying. Now he's just trying to score. And if he can't score, then no one's scoring. So therefore,
he's not really the scorer.
Right. Yeah.
You know, it's easier for him to score when the team is worrying about the fact that, okay, he can dish us out and the other guys are going to make their plays too. So.
Right. Yeah, so they're just, like I said, they're very, they're like very tricky to kind of, it just goes as far as how well they play. I mean, it says for every team, I know that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you know what I mean. Like,
I got you. I'd like to actually see them win it just because.
Denver?
Yeah, Denver as a whole, they've never won one.
That is true. Yeah, they haven't. Yeah.
It'd be cool to see Denver get it. Golden State's obviously done what they've done. The Lakers have enough fucking rings. Even though, not that I'm a big fan of his or
LeBron.
Not a fan of his, for some reason I would just like LeBron to win another one just because I know that fucking would piss so many fucking Jordan fans off.
Oh yeah.
But they'll still find an excuse on.
Oh, for sure they will.
Well, 2023. It wasn't the bubble year, but there was an anthill in Phoenix that so his title doesn't count.
What?
There was a plane crash over in Beijing, China, and what happened was like, shut the fuck, get Jordan's cock out of your mouth for 1 second, and just appreciate what the fuck you're watching. But
that's what it is. I'm trying to get myself. I feel like you're really good at that. Like you could, even if you disliked. Okay, maybe not disliked. That's a far stretch. But like, you're better than me. Like, with like LeBron's scenario, it's like I don't necessarily want to see him win, but I'm trying to get better at being one. What Draymond basically said. Like, it's like, dude, how long are we really going to see this? What, maybe 3 more years if we're lucky? I mean, maybe 4. That's pushing it, but like, maybe. You know what I mean? It's like, and like you said, I mean, LeBron, no question, is easily the GOAT of our generation in terms of who we've got.
Oh, he is the GOAT of our generation.
So it's like, and realistically, no one else probably for a while is going to come out and be like on that type of level. It's hard. It's seriously hard. And to be like, I don't know. That's why sometimes I actually do get like caught up in being like, I don't understand why there is so many LeBron haters. When you think about all the things like, oh, like he never got into trouble like that. He married his high school sweetheart. You know what I mean? Like, there's just some guys that are really good, but they do dumb shit. And you're just like, all right, like I want to root for you or I want to be like on your side, but then you're going out in public and you're doing something to like humiliate yourself and like tear your name down.
Yeah.
And it's hard to actually be like, oh, I respect the guy.
Ja Morant.
It's a parade inside my city. Yeah.
Guy's an idiot. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say it's LeBron's last dance, but the DJ has definitely announced that the dance is coming to an end. So get your final requests in.
Yeah, man, because it's like there's just so much young talent out there that is on the upper. Like, I hate to say it because it's Boston, but like, yeah, dude, Jason Tatum is a fucking killer, bro.
Oh,
Like,
I mean, there's so much talent there, but like we said, I mean, not to the level of LeBron, man.
No. I didn't mean it like that.
I'm not saying you are, but that's
Yeah.
why I'm saying, like, people really need to look at this and be like, dude, like, when he goes, like, we might go years without having somebody like that in the league.
Yeah, because it's not, and it's once again even it's not the same comparison, but it's the same with the Warriors in the sense. Once Curry and Clay are gone, it's like, well, the Warriors are gonna be fucking down for a while. I mean,
Yeah.
you can grab someone else all you want, but like we're talking about life changing. Like those two are gonna go down as probably the greatest shooters of all time. Like
who
up
else,
there.
Who else do you see plays like Curry? I mean,
Yeah.
maybe Dame a little bit.
It's
But,
not even the same though.
but it's not. Yeah, it's not. Like,
I mean, this guy casually makes fuck. I'm not saying Dame couldn't, but like, yeah, Steph's on a different level. He's just in his own category.
on a different fucking level. And the argument is, there is no argument because
Right.
people are like, no, Dame's just as good. Then why does he not do what Steph does?
Yeah.
Because he can't do what Steph does.
Right.
So, yeah, it gets tough to appreciate the beauty of what you're watching when you're watching it because we do just grow tired of it.
Right.
And it's like, geez, it's LeBron again. It's
Yeah.
Steph again. It's the Warriors. It's like, God, go away, go away.
Do
It
you
will
know?
eventually.
Yeah.
So, honestly, like, we all just got to sit back and be like, dude, this is unbelievable what we're watching.
Right. That's what I'm trying to get better at. Because like I said, you do need to appreciate what you have when you have it. Because like you said,
I think that comes with age.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Honestly, it just comes with age. Because, like, yeah, if you're a young kid, you're 14, 15, and all you've seen is the dominance of Golden State and shit, you're just done with it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to see this every year.
Yeah.
Then you get to, like, around my age, and you realize, wow, what that was remarkable.
Right.
Like, it was just unbelievable to sit back and look back on it and be like, you know, what they did, while it was annoying when it was happening, I should have maybe cherished it a little bit more and appreciated it, because that is not something that is normal.
Yeah. It's not, man. And a lot of people, yeah, they just don't appreciate it that in the moment, and that's why I say I'm trying to get better at it, because I know that I'm that way. Like, I'll be that same dude being like, I just want change. But, I mean, like you said, it's like once LeBron goes and stuff like that, it's like, you could probably argue that, like, well, no, not even argue. This is going to be up. This is true. Like, there's probably going to be a different winner every time. Like, you won't have a guy that you're going to be like, oh, they're always in it. They're always in it. LeBron, it's like, he always had that. It's, I mean, shit, what was it? Was it 2 years ago, I think, or was it last year when the Lakers, that was like the first year in LeBron's like fucking 19-year, or however long that fucking his career had been, that he didn't make the playoffs or whatever, and it's just like, or I don't know. I know it was maybe
Yeah,
a
I think
year
he's
or two,
missed the playoffs like 2 times in his career.
which is ridiculous,
I think,
bro.
like, his rookie year they missed the playoffs because it's his rookie year, and then yeah.
Wait, I thought his rookie year he made it. What was? Or
They,
that was his second.
they might have made it. I'm
'Cause I
honestly
thought
not sure.
I thought his rookie year he made it and made it to like the Eastern Conference Finals and played like the Magic and then like they still lost because they had fucking nobody. Like,
No, I don't know if they made it that far his rookie year. That might have been his second year.
really?
Yeah.
Either way, that's still ridiculous to make in your second year with the team he had.
As a 19-year-old, by the way.
Yes,
that's like he was 19
Like,
his
bro.
second year, by the way.
Yo.
Yeah, and then the guy was in the finals every year in the decade of 2010, pretty much.
Mhm.
Like, every year that dude was in the finals. I know. Oh, he didn't win. Oh, he's 4-6. Hold on, let me swallow Jordan's cum again. Fucking faggots.
Damn, man. Damn, bro. Some people are like
It's
that.
like I'm not even a big LeBron fan. I just think I hate Jordan fans so much. Like,
Yeah.
that's my problem. It's because, like, they're so just gung ho. He's the greatest guy who's ever walked planet Earth.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly think if he would fart, they would try to capture it in a bag so they could go back home and inhale it later.
That's nasty, man.
That's really what I think of them.
Yeah. Some of them they might get a little bit too much with it.
It's insane. It's like,
Yeah. Because you got to get to a point, bro, where you can at least like hear somebody else out. Like if somebody be like, "Hey, man," but like you can't deny this about LeBron. Like if you're gonna be a fan, like at least be like, "All right, you know what? Yeah." Like I hate Philly so much with a passion, but like
be a
shit.
fan,
Here we
though.
are right now. I
Yeah.
can at least acknowledge, like, okay, they had a really good draft. Okay, they did this. Like I don't.
Yeah, that's the team to beat in the NFC, man.
Yeah, and it's really just more so sometimes that it could be, you know, like the fan base. Everybody has their own reasons to why they might really, like, I don't know, be so gun-ho about whatever it may be.
Sure. And that's fine. Like, I don't give a shit who it is that you're the bigger fan of, but to just dismiss something
Yeah, you can't.
because you just don't like it is just so naive and immature to me.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
I just, and like you said, I don't get where all the hate comes from. Like, when I see people, LeBron, he's not even top 10. Don't ever speak about anything, ever. Ever.
There was a purge. You'd be the first one gone.
Yeah, you know what? No, you know what? I might just shoot you anyway, because I don't want whatever genetical DNA strand you have going through that fucking head of yours to repopulate this planet. Because that's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. You don't have to have him one, even if you don't have him two. I don't agree with that, but if you don't, okay. But to say he's not even top 10, you're just a troll. You're just trying to provoke emotion out of somebody to piss them off.
Yeah.
Because if you firmly believe that, you really need to put your head in between two blocks of ice.
That's what I think about Skip Bayless.
Oh, yeah, he's a fucking moron.
Dude, I saw this the other day. I damn near lost it. And I know Shannon Sharp was ready to lose it. This man wasn't. Well, he wasn't. I don't know if they were just talking about like top 10 like point guards like of all time, or what they were talking about in general. But I know that he wasn't putting Curry in like the top 10. Which like okay, like I said, I don't know if it was about point guards or which I'm fine with. But it was the fact that then he went on. He proceeded to then go like I'd even put Bill Walton over Curry, and I was like, bro, you're just saying anything at this point. Like that's like you should be fucking fired, banned, never allowed on TV again.
You know what it is? It's these guys on these TV shows. I don't believe them. Honestly.
I never do. Yeah,
I really don't believe them because I really don't think that's actually what they think.
Mm-hmm.
They just say that for shock value because what shock value does is gets you people tuning in.
Yeah.
Whether you love them or you hate them, you're going to watch it simply because I need to know what the hell this guy says.
Right.
Regardless of what he says, he actually believes, he knows what it's going to do is get you to tune in to watch it and then talk about it. In turn, that makes him stay relevant.
But it's crazy because it's like I never like I only see things that he says like do like quick clips on like whether it's Instagram, TikTok. Like I could never like I don't like there's people that will literally actually watch it. I'm like, how do you actually watch it? I could never like sit down and watch. There's only a few people like that I could probably sit down and like Good Morning Football. That's the only group of people that I feel like I can genuinely sit down, like not the only, but you know what I mean. Like the main ones that I could really sit down and watch because I do feel like they're authentic about it and it's like genuine.
Yeah.
Whereas like a lot of them,
it's genuine.
Yeah, like everything they're saying, like it's like okay, like I could see your argument there. A lot of other ones, it's just like what you said. It's like they want to get a rise out of somebody, or like they will say some shit and you're just like, that's not like that's fucking questionable. But it's like. I couldn't even like I don't even know where that came from. Like you know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense. Like
it doesn't make any sense.
And at least like I said, with certain other ones, you know, it's you can hear them talking. You're like, okay, well, you know what? Or it's good to like watch people that were like actual like former players because they know the game, so they can actually like give like into. That's why like I don't watch First Take, but like now they have JJ Redick on there.
He's great,
and I love JJ Redick.
Yeah, I love JJ.
And I'm so glad he's on there because they said, what was it? Stephen A. Smith, now you know how mad I was with Kawhi and stuff like that, whatever. That's just me being a fan. Now, granted, I do still want him gone, regardless, because that shit irritates my soul. But like JJ was on it, and I'm sure you probably saw it because you already said yeah, whatever. So I'm not going to repeat.
Well, I know Steven said like the Clippers need to force him to retire.
Or something like that. And JJ was just like, bro, like what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And that's why I thought I was so proud because I'm like, as a former player. Like, that's where you, as just an analyst, you don't know. And, like, just me, once again, me as a fan, I don't know. I didn't tear my ACL. I don't know what it's like. You know what I mean? I don't play the game on a regular. Like, so it's, like, as aggravating as it is for me as a fan, like, that's just me speaking out. But, like, as an analyst, like, you just naturally saying dumb shit, like, just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, not when you're saying shit like that. It's one thing if you actually had, like, I could understand where it was going. But, like, to force him to retire, it's like, bro, you're acting like he's not trying. Like I mean, the dude's giving it his all. Like that's not a question. It's just a matter of sometimes people have careers and they get injured way more than other players. I mean, it sucks. But
why the fuck would I force him to retire when I could probably trade him and get value?
Yeah,
no, I don't want him out of the league. This is a business.
We can move this piece.
He's an asset.
Yeah.
I can decide I'm done with him because I don't want a star player or a guy I'm paying this much money to be injured and only playing 30 games a year.
Right.
But there might be another team that's cool with this, and I can get maybe a young and up-and-coming player and maybe a draft pick or something like that.
Right,
whatever. Yeah. I would do that. Yeah. Why the fuck would you force anybody into retirement? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I just hate them, man. Like I said, a lot of them spew nonsense, and that's why I can't watch them because but everybody forms their own opinion, and they all say what they want to believe, and.
But like I said, I don't think they believe all that shit. It's like they just say it because they know it's gonna get people to tune in.
Yeah,
that's why they're doing it. You ever hear Howard Stern?
I know. Yeah, I know Howard Stern. Yeah.
So there's a movie that came out about him called Private Parts.
Okay.
It's like a biop, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. It's about his life and everything like that. And they did it was in the late '90s, and they did a survey about Howard Stern because he was the biggest thing in the fucking '90s.
Yeah.
And they go like the average listener that likes Howard Stern listens to him for about an hour to an hour 45 minutes.
Oh, I think I know you're talking about this.
Yeah, and then the average listener that hates Howard Stern listens to him for over 2 hours. And they provided this data, and the guy was like, if they hate him, why the fuck do they keep listening to him? It's like, most common answer, they want to hear what he says next. They hate him, but they have to listen to him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just crazy. I feel like that's the narrative for all these guys. I just need to say outlandish shit.
Yeah.
Because it's going to get people to tune in. Because going back to who we're talking about, I don't care who you are, what fan you are, your views on the person individually or not, just talent-wise, if you're going to sit there and say LeBron's not in the fucking, not even top 10, if he's not in your top 5, you're out of your mind.
Yeah. That's why I'm glad that I couldn't do that job. It's funny because some people, even Tommy, would joke, like, you guys know when I'm out there and we're playing cornhole or something like that, and I start commentating, saying dumb shit, and Tommy's always like, bro, you need to be a commentator. Like, I've actually had other people, tell me funny shit like that when they're around me, when they're around me watching games, and I say dumb shit, I get pissed and whatever. I'm like, bro, I couldn't. I'm like, because, for one, I would say some outlandish shit that, really is you've been around me. I do
natural,
say some, I'll be sitting there like, fuck that guy, he deserves to be off, something like that. And people are like, all right, whoa. Like, I don't say anything about wishing death, none of that type of stuff, but I'll just say some shit like he deserves to be cut now. Like,
take his jersey off, get the hell out of the stadium.
I just say, and I'll tell you what, that isn't for fucking ratings. That's me being genuine. Like, I mean it. I mean in the moment. It's
so impulsive.
And that's what I mean. Like, it's just
misses the shot, cut his ass. Yeah. What?
But it's you know what? That's why. Even when that's why I say everything is just you know it already. But everything is just personal opinion because it's I love that when we did the draft thing, and I got so into it, I also just love that I did that because it's I know that, well, I've already said it to you multiple times, but just in general, just being able to look back and be like, oh, I called that or this, that, and the third, it just is cool to see, and it's that's what I generally think. If when I said to you about Hendon Hooker, when you were oh, you actually have him as your one, and then I was just yeah, I think in all honesty, these guys he is my one. It's all just once again personal opinion. I just like the fact that I'm just I'm sure people are gonna look at this and be like, why the fuck is Hendon Hooker number one? That's not even anybody's number one. No, you know what I mean? And that's what I mean. But it's just for me, it's okay, well, I'm different, bitch. So but yeah, rambling there. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's tough with that because sometimes these guys don't pan out just because simply they're not put in positions to pan out. Hendon Hooker, for all intents and purposes, could be the best quarterback out of all the guys drafted. We might just never know because he never gets the opportunity to play. Think about it. If Drew Bledsoe never got injured, would we know Tom Brady?
That's a good question, man.
So it's all hypothetical shit. And
that's true.
He did get injured, so we do know Tom Brady. So why go back and?
Unfortunately, we do.
But how many stories are there out there like that? This running back, damn, he sprained his ankle in his rookie year, and then somebody else came in.
Next guy up, man.
Yeah, and then he didn't get back on the field, and that was that.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, but yeah, just the way that business goes,
Yeah, and some guys just wind up being on garbage teams, so you never get to see them.
Yeah. I really hope that Bijan doesn't turn out like that, man.
No, I hope not either.
I don't think he will, though.
But team sports, man, it's so tough.
Yeah.
Because you could be a great player, and you're just in such a bad situation that nobody realizes how great you are. You don't get a chance to shine. It's not like tennis or golf. Or
yeah.
Where it's
a singular thing.
Yeah, it's a singular thing where it's no, we're going to know how good you are because you're by yourself. If you're not
Right.
good, you're just not good.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be like, oh, man, I just haven't got the opportunities. No, people just fucking beat the shit out of you because you're just not as good as they are.
Yeah, literally. I don't think he will. I think Atlanta has a decent enough O-line. I don't think he'll struggle that bad. He may not have like the greatest year or whatever because it is Atlanta, but he is a really talented player, so I look forward to what he's able to do. And yeah.
I wish I watched more of his highlights because it's funny. Like when it comes to like drafting, I've always been decent with running backs, like predicting running backs. Like I knew Adrian Peterson would be pretty good.
Okay, so you mean like in real life? You didn't mean? I thought you
yeah, like
I thought for a minute you meant like Madden or something. I was like, oh, here we go.
Like in real life, when they were coming out, Leonard Fournette and Dalvin Cook, I think were in the same draft.
I'm pretty sure they were, yeah.
And my boy was like, "Yo, Leonard Fournette," and I looked at him. I was like, "Dalvin Cook's gonna be the better running back." Straight up, I was like, "Fournette's not bad, but Cook's gonna be better."
Yeah,
I think most people that watch the NFL would agree Cook is better than Leonard Fournette.
I would agree. The only problem is it's really just the injuries. I feel like. And
Injuries.
But in all honesty, yeah, you're right because had Leonard not went to Tampa and went with Tom Brady, he would have never done anything.
No,
he got cut by Jacksonville. So
he got cut, and Dalvin Cook's been great for Minnesota.
Yeah.
Trent Richardson, you remember him?
I do remember him.
Called him a bust.
And he was.
Straight up, I was like, that's the Colts drafted him. I was like, that was the dumbest fucking pick. They were like, no, dude, he's gonna be amazing. I was like, that dude is gonna fall flat on his face.
Yeah. No, if you watch, trust me, if you watch Bijan, you know me, bro. Trust me.
Yeah. No, I do.
Yeah. Like
I said, I've fallen out of it, man. I just don't watch it as much.
Well, you know, I mainly watch it because I bet. So that's usually.
Well, yeah, you're better, but like you're still like.
But don't get me wrong, I did get more invested, not just because of the bets, but like when I watched those Texas games, like I genuinely was actually really interested. And then I got more interested because, like I said, I started to see him play, and I was like, well, and the quarterback Quinn Ewers, he was supposed to be good, but I mean that guy had a terrible freaking year. That guy was dog shit all year.
Hey, speaking of quarterbacks, because I know in the draft, like fucking like
Archie, it's like no.
Shut up. Slow it down there, Sailor.
Sorry.
I know like 12 quarterbacks got drafted or some shit like that. Did
For this year?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Oh my God, so many quarterbacks got drafted. Oh.
Well, Stetson finally is a grown man. He should have been drafted. Only took him fucking forever.
Yeah. Well, shit. If you did the boy from what is it? TCU, Max, whatever.
Shit. You know, actually, I don't even know that, and I actually don't think so. But I could be wrong because I feel like I would have saw something about that because you got to think he was in the damn championship game. So I mean,
yeah, I'm just curious if he got drafted. Because I swear,
Dugan. Like, oh shit! It says draft info 2023 round 7 pick 239 to the Chargers.
So he did.
Damn, bro, what?
Wow, cool, good for him.
That's late. That's actually late as shit though. And to the Chargers, I don't even really understand that pick, but I mean, I guess like.
Hey man, I mean, let's be honest, dude. He doesn't have the build. He doesn't have anything like that.
I mean, no, I understand.
It's not. He's not the guy that you're gonna expect to turn a franchise around.
He's got that dog in him.
Oh, speaking of quarterbacks like that and shit like that, and then fucking guys just being wrong all the time. Skip Bayless. I watched a little clip on him where he was talking about Johnny Manziel. And he's got some other guy on his podcast, or not his podcast, on his show.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy on his show straight up goes like, whoever drafts Johnny Manziel, I think will no longer be in that office, the front office, in 2 years. Like, it's not going to go well. He's not going to pan out. And whoever had anything to do with drafting that guy will be out of that team in 2 years.
And what did Skip say?
And Skip was like, I think Johnny Manziel is going to be one of the best quarterbacks. He should probably go number 1 overall. And if he doesn't, whatever team gets him is going to have a franchise-type quarterback for the next decade.
Wow.
And it's like,
in
that one clip, one guy couldn't have been more right and one guy couldn't have been more wrong.
And we know who was wrong.
Yeah.
Who's usually wrong.
Somehow he's the guy with the show.
Yeah, I know. I think that's what's aggravating too, because I'm just like, it's these morons that actually have shows, And I'm just like, God, man, just how? Just how?
Like, what did they do? Like, how is Mel Kiper still
Oh, my dude, Mel
a
Kiper.
draft analyst? Like,
yeah, he kills me, man. He freaking kills me. But you know what? That's why I say also that the Raiders kill me, because like I know I've said this to you before, and so I don't mean to sound like a fucking broken record, but yeah, like when they went out and got John Gruden and Mike Mayock, like, how do you bring in a guy that's a draft analyst and does nothing the entire fucking football season but look at potential guys to be drafted and then go, let me whiff on every first round pick that I got, and I've got 3 of them in the first round.
It's so bad.
It's like, dude, how ass can you get? Like,
So the Raiders went with Tyree Wilson. What, are you not a fan of him?
I wasn't a fan of him, no.
Oh.
Now, I'm not like I said, I'm not saying he's gonna be dog shit. It's just, like I said, it was just my personal opinion, who I thought was better. Like, yeah, I mean, I wasn't even a big. That's why I said a Bengals whiff, because I wasn't even a big fan of Miles Murphy. I mean, it was good for where they got him at, but like, could have went better. Truly could have went better.
Yeah, like I said, I mean,
they could have grabbed the safety because they lost the safety. They had Jesse Bates, who was a great safety for them. They could have went and got the guy Brian Branch or whatever from Alabama. They could have grabbed Joey Porter Jr. They could have grabbed the corner, but no, they just had to go and grab Miles Murphy, man.
We'll see. We'll see. We never know. You know?
That's true. Teams just do dumb shit, man.
Yeah. But you know what? If it pans out, then they look like geniuses.
Well, no, I know. It's just I think I looked at like, well, they already had some solid guys on that D line. Like I think they had that DJ Reader dude. They have what the hell's his name? I think it's Trey Hendrickson or something like that. And he's had a really good season with them and stuff like that. They had the guy Sam Hubbard, whatever. Like they
don't still have Geno Atkins, do they? The D tackle.
No.
Okay.
But they sort of like that's already a solid enough D line. That's why I was like, I think they could have went somewhere else. Like the tight end would have really made more sense. Give my boy Joey another weapon. They just lost Hayden Hurst, who was actually a solid enough guy.
He don't need no weapon.
No. Give him all the weapons in the world.
Bro, what do you want this guy to have?
Thanos! Give him the rings!
Fucking every fucking ring. T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd. Yep. I know you're not a Tyler Boyd fan, but like
ass, yeah.
for like a third receiver, it's a pretty quality third receiver.
Just give him the world, bro. When that guy hangs it up, please fucking I pray to God, please God, if you ever hear any of my wishes, let that man hang up and tie Tom Brady's ring record.
That ain't gonna happen,
break it actually. What the fuck was I talking
bro,
about?
That ain't gonna happen.
Watch your mouth. That was disrespectful to ever say that.
Dude, you better listen, I want Joe Burrow to win another Super Bowl. I want him to win a Super Bowl too, but you better pray to God that man ain't Dan Marino.
Whoa, bro, that's fucked up. You shouldn't speak that stuff in existence, man.
I'm not saying that's fucked up. Dude, Dan Marino is still, in my mind, one of, if not the best quarterback ever.
But what did he do? Did he ever win?
It's a team game, baby.
But did he win?
He did not, because it's a team game. He had 2 5'11" receivers to throw to in the late 80s. He never had a running game.
Well, it was also a different game back then.
Different style of game. But, if you put Dan Marino in today's age...
Oh, I know. He'd still cook. He would have really...
Bro.
Yeah.
We might be talking about like 6,000 yards.
Yeah.
I'm not even fucking kidding. Like, Dan Marino was throwing 5,000 yards, but he was actually throwing for 5,000 yards. Like, you look at it and it's like, dude, there weren't screen passes and these little fucking... Oh, here's a fucking lateral that I throw to you on my 9-yard line that you run 91 yards and I get 91 passing yards for.
Yeah.
And I actually threw the ball laterally.
Yeah.
Like, Dan Marino was like, no, I'm throwing 20-yard outs.
Right.
Fucking 30-yard goddamn post corners, and then I'm going to hit you 70 yards downfield in stride.
Gosh, man.
The guy was unbelievable.
I'm just so glad I'm so glad that I get to see the next upcoming GOAT, you know what I mean? Live in action, bro.
Yeah. But, he went... Yeah. I'm just saying. He goes to the Super Bowl his second year. He loses, much like Dan Marino. And then that's the story.
You have time to stop this story.
he puts up phenomenal numbers. Everybody knows he's the best quarterback in the league, but...
See, there's the difference right there. Not everybody knows that now. The only guy that really knows that is this guy right here.
Well, that's because he's not the best quarterback in the league.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know.
Stop. Stop.
He's not your best. I get it, bro.
Plus, we watching different leagues. Come on.
Hey, man. Just saying, man. Number 9, bro.
I like him too. But
Number 9,
Yeah, right now it's number 15. We know this.
You mean 15 is number 15 on the list? I know what you're saying, but I know. I'm just done talking. I'm just. Nah, what the fuck am I talking about? That boy Taylor Heineke is a problem. Man. That's the number one right there.
Yeah, Washington's just savoring that.
No, he went somewhere. Shit, where did he go, actually? Taylor Heineke left. I just don't know where he went. But that is funny how Washington always get, like, who the fuck was Taylor Heineke, bro? I feel like he was like a Matt Flynn to them. You know what I mean? He probably just had some, like, job beforehand and then just came in one day and they were just like, you know what? We need a quarterback. And here you are. Like, and then he just came in and we're like, who the fuck is this guy? Like,
balling out in the playoffs. I like him. He's my kind of player.
I didn't mind him. Yeah, I really didn't mind him, man.
Who is that quarterback?
Washington?
Yeah.
I think they're rolling with that Sam Howell dude.
Who?
Sam
All right. You know what? I don't know if I made the comment in this podcast or the last one, but yeah, okay, they're not winning the division.
No, that was the last one, but dude, that was actually fucking hilarious. Cause just reminded like the Snoop Dogg. Who?
It's like Washington's that team that they're in the basement for 4 years, then they like
just
come
creep
out and it's
yeah.
like, let me win the division real fast.
Yeah.
And then I'll go back to the basement. They're like your like fifth child that you didn't want.
Wow.
That you like stored in the basement.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, I gotta feed him real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, they're like me, bro. Like,
comes out, yeah, Mom, can I eat? Sure. Here's some green beans and some mashed potatoes. Oh, can I get a biscuit? No, back in the basement.
Okay.
Biscuits are for winners.
but I won this time, and I'll be the only win. Yeah.
Get the hell back out there.
But it is funny because watch, they'll be the one to somehow or like they'll start out like the hottest or something like that.
Yeah, they'll be like 6-1. You're like, what the fuck?
And then NFC East will be the NFC East, and all of a sudden it'll be like a 4-way tie at some point in the season.
And then the winner is fucking 9-8. You're like, what? God, this division's trash again.
Yeah, like somehow we are the division winners, and like Daniel Jones actually had like a good year, and we're like, is the world ending? What's going on here? Like,
a good year for him is like, he threw for 3,100 yards, 18 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions.
I feel like he doesn't really have an excuse now. Like when I really think about it, it'll be the last thing that I talk about before I wrap this up. But I feel like he doesn't really have an excuse. Like we didn't really add too much.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who the fuck's he throwing to?
Well, he's got Darren Waller now. I think we added the dude. I don't know if it's Parrish or Parrish. Is it Parrish? I think it's Paris Campbell, the receiver.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you know. I told you about that. Wow.
I forget these things.
So yeah, we have him. Obviously, like I said, we have Darren Waller. You still have Saquon. You can throw it to here and there out of the backfield. I mean, I hate to say it because I know he always gets injured, but like Shep's still there. Like Isaiah Hodgins wasn't that bad.
Isaiah Hodgins is actually pretty quality.
Oh, Wan'Dale Robinson, the guy we had last year. Now we have Jalen Hyatt. He has no excuse. I don't care.
Well, he wasn't bad last year, so.
But I'm talking about like yardage wise and TD wise. That's what I'm referring to. I know he wasn't bad in terms of turnovers, but like, yeah, that fucker better have more than 15 TDs. If he doesn't, that is highway robbery what he did to us.
Yeah, honestly, the yards I don't give a shit about. I never given a shit about yards, but touchdowns is. You better be getting in the end zone.
Dude, it's a passing league. 15 TDs is not enough.
No, 15 TDs is not enough. But like I said, yards I don't care about because you could throw for 4,800 yards, and if you have fucking 20 touchdowns, it's like, okay, so you go all the way down the field and then kick field goals.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah. I just like to see it because it's a nice stat to be like, oh shit, you do a lot of yards this year. You know what I mean?
Stats great, man.
Yeah.
It's what keeps people in jobs and gives guys like
us
shit to talk about.
Yeah. The one job I never understand, and they don't bring him in until like playoffs come around the corner, is the one fucking nerd on NBC when the night games come on and stuff at like halftime. And all of a sudden he's like, right here. He fucking circle shit. Right now, with the score being what it is at halftime, the Giants have now jumped from 20% to 70%. Like, no fucking shit.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, we're up 3 touchdowns at halftime. Yeah, our percentage is going to go up to win the game. We know this.
His stats are retarded. You know, if they score more points than their opposition, they have a 100% chance of winning.
It's like, what? We know this. Like,
thanks, jackass. Some of those stats are so fucking stupid. Like,
I think we just hand jobs, they hand them out, you know?
Oh, absolutely. You know, if they turn the ball over less than 2 times, statistically, they have a greater chance of winning. As opposed to turning the ball over 4 times? No fucking shit. Thanks, jackass. Let me guess. If the kicker makes the field goal, it has a better chance of scoring points than if he misses? God, Jesus. Whose dick did you suck to get a job?
I'm just like,
I'm sorry, I get so animated. Like, I'm just fucking around, but I just get so fucking animated with it because it's so stupid.
I just
man.
laughing because your eyes got so big and you started to look like elbow, and I almost was like, that's a big word for elbow.
Tickle me elbow. Yeah, I don't know. I just get so fucking. It's just like I get it, and people love it. Like that's why they do it. Like people love to hear numbers and talk about numbers, but it's like when you really break it down, it's like it's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
No, but like, dude, you talk about people like numbers. Like, okay, but not for sports. This is where I'm supposed to like be a retard, you know? Like, let me just be stupid here.
Okay.
I mean, because I'm saying I don't really need we don't fucking need to get all analytical here. I mean, it's sports. I mean, I'm not gonna be like, oh well, if you minus this and you divide this is what he could have done. I don't fucking care what he could have done because guess what? He didn't do it. Like, we're just talking hypotheticals here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're living in reality, folks. Yes, if we are up at halftime by 3 touchdowns, we're gonna win the game most likely. You know what I mean? So unless you pull the fucking Colts or Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, I don't need to be a brain surgeon to understand if we're up by 21 at halftime, we should probably have a good chance of winning this game.
Yeah.
If we lose it, that probably doesn't happen very often.
It's just funny, man. It's just funny because, like I said, they only bring this guy in like come playoff time. He's never around any other time.
Oh yeah, and he's talking about okay, with a win here, they go to 56%, and this team drops to 48. But if they win in the next week, then they actually go up and the other team drops. That's like, you mean winning helps and losing is not good?
Yeah, it's stupid, bro.
But it's all these numbers. It's like, it's so people can talk about it. Well, you have like a 65% chance of. Oh my God.
Like, yeah, we don't care.
Like, who cares?
Like, we're either gonna win and make it in, or we're not.
Yeah.
Like, that's all we know at the end of the day as fans. We don't care about a 65% chance because guess what? Next week could come and we could lose that game, and then now we're at a 0% chance and we're out the fucking playoffs.
Yeah,
so
it's like
hypotheticals.
And I think it's honestly they give these people these numbers because so many people bet and use percentages on how they want to bet. But I mean, it's as likely as flipping a coin. Listen, it's 50-50 if you flip a coin.
True.
All right, and you could somehow flip a coin 6 times and it could land on tails all 6 times, just because that's just what happens. So it's like
you have a 50% chance of getting it.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, man.
It's just, I love it. I hate it. It cracks me up. To this point, it's just funny to me.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Because I'm just watching this guy talk about this, and I'm like, why is this even a segment?
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, just let the halftime guys have their show, and we'll figure out what their thoughts were. Let me listen to fucking Tony Dungy, please.
Can we just talk about the game? I don't need to know that if they lose this game, their chances of making the playoffs goes down. Yeah, of course it goes down.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, man. It'll be interesting. This was a really good episode. I actually really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it sucks that the first 25 minutes from the first one wasn't recorded, because I felt like there was some gems in there.
Oh, I know.
Although at the same time, like, there was that, because Rachel was ranting.
Yeah.
So me and you were just like staring like fucking retards watching a solar eclipse. And
oh, look at it tonight. It looks really good. So.
Yeah, the people that are watching are probably like, why are they not talking?
Yeah.
Is there a glitch? There's a glitch in the Matrix.
Is something going on? That's a big word for you, It's gonna be my go-to now. No, but yeah, like I said, it was a good one. I enjoyed it, and just to wrap up on that, I'm just gonna leave it up at Joe Burrow winning it all next year, and Joe Burrow being the #1 quarterback in the league, baby. Hell yeah, boy.
All right, this guy's out of his mind, but hopefully if you tune in, you liked it. Once again, if you got any questions, comments, concerns, or suggestions, feel free to leave a post or any one of those.
Yeah, please leave them down below, man. Seriously, like, comment, let us know. Like I said, we love hearing any feedback.
Yeah, absolutely.
We love we're just 2 dudes saying dumb shit, really, honestly, at this point. So
sports talk, life talk.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Whatever you want to hear, just let us know. We'll touch any topic.
Yeah. So it's good to just branch out and get everybody else's opinions too. I mean, I love, I do the same thing with my boy. Like, I mean, he's got his own podcast. I just like to hear what he says. I comment, yo, bro, like that sounds fucking retarded. Yeah. I mean, I don't say that in the comments, but like I'll tell him, like, yeah, it's a little far stretched. You know what I mean? But I just love doing it because it's somebody else's opinion. And
absolutely. And if we offend you with anything we say,
we mean it. No,
good. Good. Be offended. Nothing's gonna happen. I promise. You could be offended. You will not wake up with syphilis tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, It's all right. It's okay to be offended.
Yes, this is true. Yes. Well, yeah, because you're going to stay offended. I hate to say it, but you know.
Got to learn to laugh rather than to cry.
Yeah, man.
Laughing is beneficial.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
thanks for stopping by, San Diego.
Every time.